What can be said about a tube amp that already hasn't been said? I think it's all pretty much been covered. What I can tell you from my perspective is it gives you a new view on playing guitar and equipment. The track you hear in the background is something I wrote with this amp in my Washburn MG40. And in order to get that sound, I kind of had to teach myself how to play again, because this amp tells you how loud you're going to play. You're not telling the amp how loud you're going to play. The amp is the boss. This particular amp is a copy of a Marshall JTM45. This is a hand-wired tube amp built by Ken DiPietro in Cresaptown, Maryland, which is a copy of a Fender Bassman. During the late 50s, there was a ban on importing musical instruments and musical equipment into the UK. So Jim Marshall borrowed a Fender Bassman from someone, copied the circuit, and within a couple years he had what would become the JTM45. And somebody that's famous for using a JTM45 is Angus Young. Earlier this year, the guitar player in our band ordered a custom amp off of Ken, and his amp is a lot of Fender and a little bit of Marshall from what I understand. And I figured, hey, why should these guys have all the fun? I want a custom amp. So I started talking with Ken, and I took him this box, and we decided this looks a lot like a Blues Breaker, which is a JTM45 in a combo. So we decided on basically a Blues Breaker clone. A lot of you guys are going to see this and say, that looks a lot like a Line6 Flextone III. And you're correct, the box is from a Line6 Flextone III. I hate to throw anything away. So he said, hey, if you got a box, we could build an amp, and we could put it inside of it and throw new speakers in it. Another thing I discovered using a quality tube amp is that all my pedals are now junk. Using these cheap distortion pedals from Amazon doesn't cut it anymore. A $30 pedal through this amp sounds like a $30 pedal. And in the coming weeks, I'm going to be stepping up my game a little bit, and I'll either be purchasing an OCD distortion or the odd box copy from Warm Audio. Starting to play on this amp is a little bit overwhelming and intimidating because it's mainly a clean amp. It's not what I'm used to. It's not the Black Star. It's not the amps with the built-in drive section. So while I was sitting here playing this, feeling totally overwhelmed, I said, hey, you know what? I'm actually a bass player by trade. And I went and got my precision bass and I plugged this in. And if you listen in the background, you're going to hear this beautiful, chimey, high-ended bass line that's in that backing track. That was recorded with this amp in the same setting I used for the guitar. Remember, the Bassman was built for bass guitar. It was just adopted by guitar players. So a copy of a Bassman is still a Bassman.